Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colin Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get.
All right, Dan the Man, we are talking about the Dan Plan and specifically creating a Dream 100 list.
Yeah.
You'd asked how to do that, so I'm going to dive into it with you.
Let's rock and roll, my friend.
So step number 1 is define your ideal and likely buyer. So let's talk about that. There's a notable quotable from David Packard. This is the guy who's co-founder of Hewlett-Packard. He says, marketing is too important to be left to the marketing department. What am I talking about? You need to go ahead right now as an action step. You and every Thriver watching, you need to define your ideal and likely buyer with as much detail as possible. So I'm going to give you all the categories, and if you can jot these down, okay?
Perfect.
1, talk about their gender. Are most people who are booking you right now men or women?
Women.
So, is that your ideal and likely buyer is women?
No, that's the issue. So it's because I was working a lot through wedding videography, so I'm trying to break my field into like businesses and stuff, and so there's a lot of guys that I'm.
So men and women.
Yeah, men and women.
Okay, so maybe for you, for this, maybe it's men and women. Then you want to think about, well, okay, what gender are they? You want to think about their demographic, you know? Like, where do they live in your town? You want to start to think about how much money are they making. You want to start to, but you really want to describe all of the details related to who is your ideal and likely buyer. Now, the concept of the Dream 100, I want to make sure we're getting this. Chet Holmes talks about this in his book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. You're trying to get the best buyers. You're trying to get 100 people who have the capacity to refer you an enormous amount of business. So as an example, one of the clients I used to do some work with, he's a builder, and he found that other construction companies could refer him. He's like a subcontractor. He found out that the companies could refer him. So he goes over to these companies, and one company is an appliance store. And he finds out that the appliance store itself won't recommend him, but the sales reps who work at the appliance store are the ones who do all the referring. So he put his emphasis on getting all the sales reps at this appliance store and all the appliance stores like it to refer him. And that's how he grew his business.
Yeah.
So he just focused on appliance stores and all the sales reps, and now he targeted 100 of these people. That's what you do with the Dream 100. You target 100 people that are likely to refer you, and now today he has a very successful company, and he basically lives off of referrals of sales reps.
Is this sort of like establishing like a niche with specific people, like looking for, I don't know, like what this guy was looking for? He was targeting appliance stores, and that's like his niche was targeting appliance stores so that he could get these referrals. Is that?
Yeah, because he's down here doing construction, custom remodeling, and he's thinking, you're asking yourself, who runs into my ideal and likely buyers every day? Another example, in the wedding photography business, we work with brides. So you'd ask, who works with brides every day? And you go, well, that'd probably be a jeweler. That'd probably be a bridal store, like they sell gowns. And that would probably be a venue. And that would probably be a florist. And then you would want to add on your Dream 100 list, you'd want to make sure that you have jewelers, bridal stores, venues, and florists all on your list.
Okay.
Make sense? One more example, just to make sure we totally get this. Let's say that I'm a real estate agent. Well, I'd ask myself, if I'm a real estate agent, who are the people that are constantly running into customers looking to buy or sell a house? And I might say, contractors. A lot of times before someone sells a house or buys a house, they talk to a contractor. I would say insurance companies. I would say maybe landscapers. I would say homeowners associations. And I would want to make sure that all of those people refer me business because I want to get paid. So my Dream 100 would consist of, if I was a real estate agent, HOAs, contractors, insurance, landscapers. The wedding business, it might be jewelers, bridal stores, venues, florists. Every business is a little bit different, but you need to think about who are the people that have the capacity to refer you the most business.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So step number 1 is define your ideal and likely buyer, but think about who is it that has the capacity to refer you the most of those people.
Okay.
Okay? Step 2, you want to define who is not your ideal and likely buyer. And a notable quotable that comes to mind here from Donald Trump, he says, sometimes your best investments are the ones you don't make. Well, if you're marketing to everybody, that's not really the most efficient use of your time or money.
Okay, yeah.
So as an example, if you bought a TV commercial today, and you bought the TV commercial, and it's broadcasting all across your city, and the entire city gets reached, that's probably not a good use of your dollars. Because if you own like a fitness gym, or if you own a, let's say a wedding-focused bakery, you only want to, if you own a fitness gym, you only want to reach people who are interested in fitness. If you have the bakery, you only want to reach people who are interested in hiring someone to bake item, to buy your baked items, like a bride or event planners or something. You want to focus, and so what you need to do with the Dream 100 is we're just choosing, okay, here's my ideal and likely buyer, and I'm only going to focus here. And I'm going to save all these other dollars. I'm not going to use these dollars to market to the whole city. I'm going to take a laser beam and focus just on my core audience. Does that make sense? Okay, so this third area is you want to determine where they live.
Okay.
Where they live. And I'm going to read this quote to you, okay? It says, what I tell founders not to sweat the business model too much at first. The most important task at first is to build something people want. If you don't do that, it won't matter how clever your business model is. So what we're talking about is Paul Graham is saying, you want to build something that your users want, that your customers want, but how are you going to do that if you don't know where they live or who they are or you haven't defined them? So as an example, I live in Oklahoma. There's just not a whole lot of hockey players here.
Yeah.
Now there is some. My son played hockey for a while, but we don't have a huge hockey industry. Do you guys have a lot of hockey up there in Oregon?
There's a little bit, not much.
But like if you lived in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and you were a sports store, you'd probably want to carry a ton of hockey paraphernalia. You don't even want to carry a ton of hockey apparel. You'd want to have the hockey shirts, the hockey t-shirts, the hockey hats. But if you're in Tulsa, you probably don't want to have very many. So you have to decide, okay, where do my customers live? And if you're that store that only specializes in hockey apparel, maybe you don't even want to be in Oklahoma because they all live in Minnesota. So you need to ask yourself, where do they live? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you do what Paul Graham says here, and he says, the most important task at first is to build something people want. What if you build something that people want, but the people that live right around you or the people you're marketing to don't want it?
So what about like for, let's say I'm doing commercial, like for businesses, like promotional videos for businesses.
Yep.
There's businesses all over the place, all over the United States.
Yep.
Where do I want to market that most at? Do I want to go to the bigger cities? Do I need to I guess that's my question, because bigger cities means more businesses, so.
I will say this. This is a stereotypical statement that's if you're living in you're greatly offended by this, I'm sorry. But here we go. Where I grew up, there's a lot of great people there, but the video quality wasn't very good. I don't think very many local companies outside of the car dealerships even ran commercials. And if they did run them, they weren't awesome. So the market for a really well done video is really not that strong. Because people are like, well, my video looks good enough. And you're like, your video looks pretty terrible. But they go, no, it looks good enough. But in the cities, it's more competitive. And so now a high quality, because I know what you do is make high quality videos.
Yeah.
That's probably going to have a lot, you're going to have a lot easier sell for a high quality video in a market that values high quality videos. So I would recommend that you would focus on more of the cities around you.
Because I'm aiming for the big businesses that have the money, or for the people that have the money. And so that's what you're saying is by going to the bigger cities, I can find people with more money.
Yeah, but if you're watching this and you specialize in selling chickens, my wife and I own all these chickens now. Well, as it turns out, all the people who are raising them, I don't want my secret getting out. It's like a babysitter sort of thing, but once you know a good babysitter, you never want other people to know about the babysitter. But here's the deal. All of the people who are selling chickens, all of them, do not live downtown.
They don't.
No. So if you had a chicken, business where you sold chickens, baby chickens, you probably don't want to be in the city. You know what I'm saying?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So the thing is, you just want to make sure that you, as you're thinking about marketing your business, that you are thinking about where do my ideal and likely buyers live.
Okay.
And maybe you just had an epiphany, but you probably want to be there.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, this next step is determine how much money they make. Determine how much money they make. So what do I mean? I'm talking about, ask yourself, my ideal and likely buyer, how much literal money do they make? Because if your customers don't make the money to afford what you're doing, maybe you need to drop the price. Mm-hmm. If the customers that your ideal customers that you're marketing to feel like your prices are high, maybe you need to drop them. Maybe your ideal customers you're marketing to think the price is too low. Mm-hmm. So there's a Maserati dealership right by my house. And I don't even know what a Maserati costs, but I want to say the stickers are like over $150,000 on the car. Mm-hmm. They're not focused on trying to sell like a great value. They're just trying to say, this is the best car, this is the price. If you want the best car, that's the price, this is what you're going to pay. However, if they were trying to focus on selling a car that's a very, very affordable price point, then you just got to ask yourself, who are we trying to market to? Where do they live? How much money do they make? Mm-hmm. And for Maserati, they're going, the people we're marketing to make millions of dollars, so we don't need to worry about that price.
Yeah, okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
So it's really, 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 really important. Step number 6 is you want to determine what magazines and periodicals they read. So in your case, what magazines and periodicals do you think that your customers are reading?
Could be anything from business articles or anything, or or marketing articles, or advertising, because people are looking into maybe video on how to advertise better. Or it could be maybe, I don't know. Yeah, what do you think?
Well, it could be example, in Dallas, they have a magazine that it's called something like Big D or something, but it's a magazine about Dallas, and it's kind of about Dallas business. So it's all these, this company just bought this company just sold this, they just acquired that. If you're doing business videos, like you're doing with your business, you would want to see if you could be featured in here as a contributor. Because if I am reading the magazine, and you're an expert in the magazine who is writing something of value, I go, wow, this guy just wrote this article about such and such, and I agreed with it, or it made sense, or I learned something from it, and he does video, maybe I should give him a call. Mm-hmm. You just want to be clearly the expert in your area.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
So I'm going to read this little quote to you here. Chet Holmes says, about 3% of potential buyers at any given time are buying now. 7% of the population is open to the idea of buying. The remaining 90% fall into that one of 3 equal categories. The top third are not thinking about it. The next third think that they're not interested. So what he's talking about is that if you're marketing to, let's say, 100 people here, there's going to be, if there's 100 readers in the magazine, if there's 100 people reading a magazine that your ideal and likely buyers read, there's bound to be 3 or 4 people reading it right now who go, I'm looking for a video guy. Mm-hmm. But if you're writing, let's just give an example, there's also magazines they have in Dallas that are for farmers. What's that dating website where you can date only farmers? Do you know about this?
No, I don't. There really is one?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we can put it on the screen here. But there's a website if you want to date a farmer, or you're a farmer looking to date another farmer. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's a site where you can date a farmer, and it's like a Tinder for farmers or something. I don't know, but anyway.
That's awesome.
But the thing is, if you're writing articles every week in this farmers only magazine, you're probably not going to sell any of your video deals because that's not your ideal and likely buyers. So you want to make sure you're featured in those periodicals as an expert.
Okay.
Okay?
What if you're not the best of writer?
If you're not,
Well, no, I mean, like I write and stuff, but like, I don't know. I mean, what if you're not like an amazing writer? Just get better at it?
well, I'll help you on this. For any area, if you choose to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you got to look at it like, let's say that this is, if this picture turns out weird, I apologize. But let's pretend that this is a hand, okay? Well, if this is a hand, and let's say that, your thumb, is malformed, so for whatever reason you can't play the guitar. You just can't because your hands just don't work that way. It doesn't mean you can't be a musician. It just means you need to find somebody who has the hands needed to do it.
Okay, so
So
could I
maybe
give
you
everyone?
could be a singer, or you could be a,
Could I give everyone someone my ideas, and then they type it out?
yeah, you can hire a ghostwriter.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is your hands have certain skills.
Okay.
And you as an entrepreneur need to put your hands to work, and you need to be able to do, the bottom line, you as a company have to do sales. You as a company have to do marketing. You as a company have to do PR. You as a company have to do internet marketing. You as a company have to do all these skills. But if you personally aren't good at writing, you can still put your hands to work, but put them to work finding somebody who can write good PR.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You can
perfect
write
sense.
good publications, so good articles. So just make sure that you don't limit your company's growth based upon your personal skill sets.
Okay.
Just find somebody who can do it.
Okay.
Ghostwriter, okay? Now, the next thing is step number 7. Is you want to determine what services they buy. So you want to ask yourself, what services do your buyers already buy currently?
I haven't nailed my niche down. They probably buy a lot of advertising, but it's just probably not very good advertising. So I could think about, they probably buy an advertisement in the newspaper, to be honest, in my area.
Okay. Well, and the thing is, they might buy advertisements in your newspaper, but think of all the other things they buy. Maybe they buy country club memberships. Maybe they buy memberships to
Maybe they buy rock gym memberships. Who knows?
That might be it.
Right.
The thing is, you have to figure out what it is
Yeah.
that they already are spending money on, and you want to be there.
Okay.
Have you ever seen some of the business partnerships where Dropbox will introduce everybody to a new product? Or
Yeah.
Facebook will team up with like Spotify?
Oh, yeah.
So the idea of that is, Spotify wanted to get their product into the marketplace, and Facebook was already there. So Spotify decided, hey, we'll team up with Facebook, and we'll get our product out that way. Another example would be Dell Computers. These guys already had the market share, and Microsoft was trying to get their product into the hands of all the consumers. So they teamed up with Dell. When you bought a Dell, it came loaded with Microsoft.
Okay.
So you just want to think about, what services do these people already buy, and how could you connect up to them?
Okay, yeah.
Make sense? Next thing is, you want to determine the blogs that they read. Determine the blogs that they read. I'll give you a notable quotable. For a lot less money, you could send a special direct mail effort to just the best neighborhoods where the best buyers live. The secret is to do it continuously so that you build top-of-mind awareness among those best buyers. So determine the blogs they read. What's he talking about? What he's saying is if you were doing mailers, you would just mail over and over and over and over to the same niche area until you could become top of mind to these people. On the blog front, a lot of people now go to blogs every day. I don't know if you have a blog that you read every day or often, but there's a lot of people who read blogs consistently. If that's you, if your customers read these blogs, see if you can be a contributor for those blogs on a consistent basis.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, step number 9 is you wanted to determine what podcast they listen to. So maybe the people who listen to or who would be interested in buying your video products, maybe they listen to certain business-related podcasts consistently.
Yeah. No, it's like, here's an example given. I found Thrive 15 through the podcast Entrepreneur on Fire.
Okay, cool.
You came on there and started talking, and I just fell in love with your voice. You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I decided, well, I might as well sign up now. That Clay Clarkson raptured me with his voice. So, no, but that's a perfect example. You targeted Entrepreneur on Fire because you knew that Thrive 15 is for entrepreneurs, teaching them practical business skills.
Right.
So you went for, John Lee Dumas's Entrepreneur on Fire, and that's where you found me at. So.
And that's what you're going to want to do with your business. You're going to want to make sure that you are where the people who are most receptive to your message would be. I gave a talk recently. I got hired to do a talk for a group of entrepreneurs who are very aggressive about growth. And I gave the talk, and they were so receptive. It was a deal where you're up in, here it comes, it's coming to me, and it's Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And I'm in Omaha, and they just loved it. And they were like, oh my gosh, this is great. I go and do the same talk for a group of people that are kind of, their industry was a dying industry. The boss was just trying to keep the lights on. They're not really trying to grow. It was just sort of a weird vibe. Same talk, and the reaction was kind of like, well, none of us are going to apply that, so we're not really wanting to be here. But so you don't want to do speak at events for the wrong crowd. You don't want to market to the wrong crowd. So determine what podcasts that they're listening to. And I'm going to go ahead and read you this quote here from Michael Hyatt, who has a wonderful podcast. It's one of the top podcasts for entrepreneurs. But he says, I got crystal clear on the vision, and then I started meeting with people to make sure that we were executing on that vision, and it had to be incremental. What he's talking about is that he knew exactly who his ideal and likely buyer was. He knew the ideal and likely buyers were right here. So by doing that, he put all of his energy and efforts, crystal clear focus, into that. But if you don't know today, how can you market?
Yeah.
So you have to take the time to determine that.
Are you saying that I need to go on podcasts and try to get advertising through it?
I would try to do interviews.
So, because like you were saying, I need to public relations. You need to call these people and ask, can I do an interview on your podcast, basically?
Yeah, and you say you have you're an expert on video production, and you want to teach 5 steps that all their listeners could do to greatly improve their in-house video production, or something.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
You want to offer value.
Okay, no, that's perfect.
Okay. Now, step number 10 is you want to determine what social media platform they're on. Gary Vaynerchuk says this. He says you need to spend all of your time and energy on creating something that actually brings value to the people you're asking for money. Well, on social media, you want to figure out where these people are. So if somebody's on, if your demographic is not on Facebook, so a younger demographic tends to be on Instagram. But let's say 35 and older tends to be on Facebook. You don't want to spend a huge amount of money on Instagram marketing something for the wrong age group. Or you wouldn't want to spend a ton of money on Twitter marketing there if you need to be marketing over here. So you need to figure out what social media platform are they on, and then you want to add value to those people.
Okay.
What happens if you add a ton of value but you're on the wrong platform?
You're just going to waste your money.
So let's say this is an example. Let's say that I am a very, very, very left of center politician. And I decide to buy ads on Glenn Beck radio. That's probably not the move. Because Glenn Beck is like the most far-right conservative, and if I'm on the far left and I'm running ads on Glenn Beck, it's not going to work. Or if I'm buying ads for soccer, and I'm advertising my soccer, team, right at the time when, let's say, football fans are watching their football game, it's a high likelihood that people watching football games prefer the game of football. Maybe not always. Maybe your thought is, I could market to football fans and maybe they all like all sports. But as a general rule, it would make more sense to have football-related commercials or products that football fans would like during a football game.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't want to have commercials promoting your soccer league during football. I mean, that would just be, and maybe I'm wrong in that specific example, but you know what I'm saying? You want to think through that and make sure that you're adding value to the right people.
Okay.
Step number 11, you want to determine which Dream 100 contacts, which 100 people have the potential to absolutely change your life if they begin to refer you. Okay? So you're not looking for good buyers. You're talking about the Dream 100, the best. Okay? So you want to go ahead and make a list of which ones are clearly the best.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I have some already on my mind right now. So.
And you want to focus on those Dream 100. You want to just absolutely tackle and focus on those. And I'm going to read this quote to you. Chet Holmes, the guy who came up with the Dream 100 concept in his best-selling book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, he says, the Dream 100 concept is all about going after your dream best buyers with a vengeance. You not only want to target your dream buyers directly, but look to leverage affiliates to connect and communicate with them. Mm-hmm. What he's talking about is you really, really have to put an intense focus on marketing to your Dream 100. You do not want to be marketing to everybody, because as a small business owner, you're going to die on the vine if you're spending all your money marketing to the whole market. You got to focus just on those top buyers. Mm-hmm. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you think of your Dream 100, could you think of 1 or 2 places right now in Oregon that would be of good or a likely referral source for you? Could you think of one?
Yeah. No, I can think of one. Dutch Brothers in Oregon.
Dutch Brothers. What does Dutch Brothers do?
So I think it's a franchise in Oregon, but it's spread out all over the place, and it's basically small coffee stands and stuff. And they have like they do the what do you call it, the
barista?
Yeah, the barista thing. Exactly. There's a couple other coffee places that are really big in my town that I'm gonna hit up, and they're just getting started up that I'm gonna go after as well. Harry and David. I don't know if you've heard of Harry and David before. Probably no. It's a gift basket company or whatever. It's huge down up where I live in Medford, and so if I definitely aim for them, these are really big names for the area that I'm in, so people would recognize them.
Yep.
So if I can get to these places and I can get videos done for them, then I can definitely put these trust symbols on my site. And I don't know, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and just so we're clear on trust symbols, you could say you did the video for the Dutch Brothers.
Yeah, and that's big. That's
huge.
People would be like, really? You did that? That would be impressive for Oregon. So
what you're going to want to do, homework for you, is you're going to want to, anybody watching this, you want to make a list of the 100 ideal and likely buyers, the 100 best buyers you could think of, the 100 best referral sources, the 100 top, and you want to go after those guys. Okay, you want to go after them. Now, step number 12 is determine the win-win you can create before you go talk to them. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to go talk to somebody on your Dream 100, you only have 100 of them you're going for. You want to be able to clearly present, hey, by working together, this is how you win, this is how I win. This is how you win, this is how I win. It can't be a deal where you just go, hey, would you refer me? Mm-hmm. No. But if you say, hey, I would love to shoot a series of social media commercials for you that are totally free, and all I'd like to do is see if you guys, when someone asks who did your videography, if you would say me. Mm-hmm. If you did that for the Dutch Brothers, maybe that's huge for them, maybe that's huge for you. Yeah. But you got to make it a clear win-win. Okay? Walt Disney says this, he says, do what you do so well that they will want to see it again and bring friends. Yeah. What he's talking about is you really, really, really have to focus on taking care of that relationship once you build it, so that it's a symbiotic referral where they refer you, you refer them, and it's this awesome mix there. Okay? You don't want to get in a situation where you do all this marketing to get an appointment, and then you go, and so I wanted to see if you guys could refer me. Because they're not going to want to refer you if there's no win-win. Yeah. So you got to think about this ahead of time. All right? Now, step 13. You're going to want to determine your Dream 100 drip 10 steps. Mm-hmm. These must be likable, memorable, and trustworthy. You want to be perceived, must be seen as a likable. You want people to look at you as you're likable, you're memorable, you're somebody they can trust. Likable, memorable, someone they can trust, okay? So let's go through this here. If we make a chart, do you have a Dream 100 board at your office or at your house?
No, that's why I'm here today, is so I can get that going. So I was trying to get a better understanding of it first.
This is what you need to do. Go ahead and get a dry erase board, the biggest one they'll sell you, or the biggest one you can afford.
I have 2 giant ones already, but I can get another one.
Sweet. This is how you do it. Then on there, when you write them, I would write them with a lot of faith. I'd say, Dutch Brothers, you homies are going to be mine. Who's another one?
Rogue Roasters. That's another coffee one.
Rogue?
Yeah, Rogue. You got it.
Rogue Roasters. Who else?
Harry and David.
Harry
and David. I'll give you another one.
Yep.
Wildlife Safari.
Okay, so I'm going to put on the board 100 businesses going down here on that y-axis, 100 businesses on the y-axis. Then I'm going to go ahead and decide what I'm going to do with each step. So each week, I need to touch each one one time. So the 100 people on my Dream 100 list, I want to touch 100 businesses one time. So you come up with step 1, then step 2, then step 3. And you want to populate the entirety of the board. And you literally want to make this huge board, like a draft board.
Yeah.
If you're a football fan, the football team will make a list of players they want to get. And like if this guy's not available, they'll take this guy. And if this guy's not available, they'll take this guy. They don't want to like go off the cuff and forget somebody or make the wrong choice. They want to think about it.
So would an example be it's like step 1, call them, okay? Step 2 would be set up a meeting to go see them. And step 3 would be like, all right, finalize the deal. I don't know.
Yep, I'm going to help you. 1, I would always mail first.
So mail the Godiva chocolate and the note.
Yep.
Okay.
Step 2, I'd mail them again.
Okay. Step 3, mail them again.
I
If
would.
needs be, right?
I would. Now, once you get into the step 4 action, somewhere in here, I might call them and say, did you receive the stuff I mailed you? I'd like to set up.
For the past 4 weeks, right?
I would.
I'd be mailing them a chocolate every week, basically.
There's a guy who I know, awesome story, and he wouldn't mind me sharing this.
Yeah.
He owns a company called, he's going to be frustrated that I didn't remember the actual name. It's called Chimney Sweeps, something Chimney Sweeps.
Yeah.
His name is Byron. Okay, we'll put his company up on the screen here. He's doing awesome. He's selling franchises. He has a chimney sweep business that he's now franchised. And he was trying to partner with one of my partners. And so he mailed him like every day, just a letter. Hey, I'd love to work with you. I admire your business. Hey, I'd love to work with you. I admire your business. I would love to work with you. I admire your business. Well, what happens when you're the owner of a business and you get 100 pieces of mail from the same guy? Every day you get one more mailer. What happens eventually?
You're going to start to wonder, like, who is this guy? What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so eventually you're like, I'm going to either get a restraining order or I'm going to call this guy. Well, now today, though, they're partners. This guy who did the mailers every day. And I've done this system so many times. But what it takes here, and I'm going to read this to you, is it takes pig-headed discipline and determination. That's the PhD that every entrepreneur needs. Bam! That's it, though. That's the PhD that every entrepreneur needs. I'm going to read this to you again. Okay. Pig-headed discipline and determination. This is the single greatest secret to success in your company. Total commitment to that works. So what Chet Holmes is saying is you have to have that PhD, pig-headed determination. You have to have it. So you can't work on this board and then go, well, I did my best. No, I'm talking about literally every week, all 100. And you don't mind doing it if you're going for the Dream 100. If you're going for the Who's Available 100 or the I didn't have a time to think big enough 100, that's not going to work. But the Dream 100, it's worth the time. Because if one hits, it could change your life. Step 15 is you want to apply relentless focus until success. Focus, defined as focus on the core tasks until success. You want to focus until success. Let me give you a notable quotable. Every market in business has a series of buyers that they consider their best buyers, meaning those who have the ability to purchase far more product or service than the average buyer. Okay? So what we're talking about here is you want to apply relentless focus knowing that you're going after the best buyers. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now the next move here is you want to punt those difficult people or those non-receptive people at the end of week 10. So once you've gone through all the steps, okay? So let's say with the Dutch people, you did the mail, you did the call, you do the show up move where you just walk in, then you do a call, then you do mail, whatever your system is you come up with.
Yeah.
When you get to the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, when you get to the end of that 10th week, if they're like, you know what, we're not interested in you, or the guys,
You're weird.
No. I would, as a general rule, kill them off the list. I would cross it out.
You actually kill them?
I would not recommend actually killing anything, but I would recommend that you blow them up off the list. You just don't want them on there anymore. All right, you take them off the list, and then you want to add someone else on the top of the list. That's how you're going to do it.
Okay.
But you always want 100 on that board. Now, if you get to the end of this list, and this guy is now a referral, this guy is now sending you business over and over. If he's sending you business over and over, it wouldn't make any sense to take him off the list.
Yeah.
I would just keep mailing them and keep staying in touch with them, kind of a follow-up
So
process.
keep mailing them those cookies and chocolates and.
I would. Just let them know you appreciate their business.
Okay.
Okay? But that's really what you have to do. But you have to punt the difficult people. And Joel Osteen has this quote, which I love. He's a pastor of one of the largest churches in the country, awesome entrepreneur, best-selling author. He says, when the negative thoughts come, and they will, they come to us all. It's not enough to just dwell on it. You've got to replace it with a positive thought. So what I'm saying is you've got to decide right now, if you're going to do the Stream 100 system, that you're going to work through that adversity and not stop just because you get to the end of the, you get to kind of get to like step 2 and you get to the end of your emotional tolerance. Maybe someone else watching this right now gets to step 5 and you're like, you're pumped up and you're happy till step 5. At step 5, you're like, I have been talking to people every week for 5 weeks in a row and no one has bought anything. I'm saying get all the way through week 10 before you decide to blow them up. Get all the way to week 10.
After a while, have you seen results where you're like, nothing has happened, and then once you get, I don't know, maybe up to week 9 or 10, it just explodes? Has that happened to you before? Yeah,
every possible version of this has happened for me. Okay. I'll give you an example for you. We were doing commercial real estate for a company, and this guy, he owned a large part of downtown Tulsa. So at downtown Tulsa, Tulsa's not super big, but downtown there's this area, it's called 5th Street, and there's an area called Boston. Well, one guy owned 33% of all of the buildings downtown Tulsa. So you're talking about if you're going down one street and there's a skyscraper over here, he might have owned that, he might have owned this. He owned a huge area of this downtown. I mean, he owned huge portions of this downtown area.
Yeah.
So we decided we're going to reach out and make a Dream 100 list of tenants who have an expiring listing or lease agreement where they're currently leasing space from a landlord, but their lease is expiring soon, in the next 6 months. And we're just going to reach them every week. I cannot tell you how much fruit we had around week 4. We're talking, it seemed like this lady, she owned a deli, and she goes, hey, I remember her, she goes, hey, my lease is expiring soon, I want to talk to you. Another person says, hey, I'm thinking about opening a restaurant, can I talk to you? Another person says, hey, I'm looking to open up another restaurant, can I talk to you? Another person says, hey, I'm looking to lease, and you just, because we're talking to 100 of them. And even if you're terrible, as long as your marketing materials are solid and you're consistent, you'll get, as Chet Holm talks about, you'll get 3% of people who are just available right now. For whatever reason, they are just interested right now. So you're going to have some fruit from it, but it's just important that you remain diligent the whole way through. And then at the end of that campaign, though, at the end of about week 9, 10, I don't remember all the details because it's been a long time, but I do remember that there was a lot of people that were on the fence. And I remember there were people calling going, you mail us every week. Thank you so much. Your stuff is fun. What do you guys do? So you'll get that kind of response. But it's very, very important that you stay diligent the entire time.
Okay.
That cool?
Yeah.
Does that answer all your questions about the Dream 100?
That is amazing. Yes, it answers all of my questions. And I'm excited to go home and apply this.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that, knowledge without application is meaningless, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you feel good about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom.
All right, JT, so hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
Whoa. And would you need profits to get there? I mean, is when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap! All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take 10 minutes or less and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap. Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year?
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you set the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas. No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it won't. It's not possible.
There's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there.
Okay.
They would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And, you know, the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits.
Holy crap.
Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. That takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my case, in my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Patricia, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
You know, that's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question, what's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod. Do we have it? Brand name of the clock. It's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's
buy the clock
and sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the day.
No, you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. In order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. but that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews, and now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area, and that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously, the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy's just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
If we go back 8 years ago, think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
So, Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster. And so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't, without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said, the most effective executives make one decision a year. What you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the Dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there's having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today, and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems. And you're like the computer, and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship. Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010. Is that right? 2011, maybe, or no, maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013.
2012.
Okay, so 2012, and at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business, and you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met, how did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah, well, we had that speaking thing that...
there it was. So it was Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not, but I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses, implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all. But I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. How to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. Working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are a call to a higher standard of excellence, and then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life. That standard of excellence that you want to implement, no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. Whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. He's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. He's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay, I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months, just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say, come coachable. Be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.